the next week of the Diamond Track. I'm Brianne, and I'm super excited to be with you guys on this week because it's one of my favorite topics. Yay! So today we are talking about being prepared, and we're going to focus around really helping you create a strategy around getting to Diamond. And I believe there's lots of steps in creating strategies, but I've kind of boiled them down to 5 that we're going to talk about today. So how we can be fully prepared going into the month so that we can have the best outcome for this month and next month. So the very first step is communicate with your team. You would think that that's not a big deal, but it is. I can't tell you how many times I've had myself experience this or other leaders where you go into the month, you have your own goals, you're all excited, you don't share them with your front line or your team, and then nobody really knows that they themselves might want to show up for you. So let me give you an example. When I was running for different ranks, Diamond, Blue Diamond, different ranks, I kind of felt like I was going to bug my leaders or put too much pressure on them, or I just thought, well, I'll see what they do and then I'll make up the difference, right? And what would happen is I kind of robbed my leaders of the experience of they themselves reaching for new heights. They themselves, joining a team effort to make a difference, to see change, to grow. I remember one of my leaders did this, and she went for Blue Diamond, and when she hit Blue Diamond, kind of towards the last week or so of the month, it became really kind of crazy. One of her leaders that she thought would be stronger than they were at, they weren't, and so she was making up a lot of the difference. It just became really hard. And after the month was over, I was talking to my leader, and she said, my leader, who I thought would be stronger than she was at the end of the month, said to me, "Holy cow, I didn't know you were going for Blue Diamond. If I would have known, I would have cleared my schedule. I would have done this. I would have made it happen." But instead, my leader was too scared to talk to her about what her goals were. So the very first step for you to get to Diamond and prepare yourself and create a strategy is to communicate to your front line. First, we have to decide who are the 4 people that are going to run with us to Diamond. Who are those 4 people that are going to hit silver or higher in the next 2 months, right? And this actually sometimes is an interesting process because sometimes you go into this new rank advancement thinking you know who those people are. But as you sit down with them and you discover more and more what their goals are, and you start to really see what their plans are and communicate this really important topic with them, some of them might come back and say, "It's not for me, I don't want this," or whatever reason it is, this very important conversation maybe doesn't go the way you think it will go. But have faith, my friends, because what I believe is everything's on purpose, that we are led to Diamond with the right people. And if one person comes back to you saying, this isn't for me, this is not what I want, there will be another that shows up. It might be another person underneath that person that you enrolled 3 years ago. Whatever the reason or way it happens, it will happen. So trust that. But you do have to define who your 4 leaders are. Maybe you have 3 right now and you're building that 4th, or you're trying to figure out the 4th. But you have to define who your leaders are so that you know exactly how to create a plan with them. And usually when I go and I communicate my goals with my leaders, I really start to uncover first what they want. Where are they at? Where do they want to go? What's been holding them back? What can I do to support them? At what level are they committed? Ask them these type of questions to really uncover what it is they want. And then next, I share with them what my goals are. Okay, so here's my goal. My goal is to hit Diamond in 60 days. And what that means for you would be that you would be hitting silver. And what that looks like in regards to building this business and what kind of work is involved in making that happen is this. And then I would say to them, does that sound exciting to you? Is that what you want? This is where it will take us. This is the reason why I want to go there. Is this what you want? And sometimes they say yes, lots of times. Yes, I want it. Let's do this. And then there are some times where they say, I am not quite there. My goal is to hit Premier. And so then I would say, okay, awesome. All in for Premier. I'm all with you. Let's make Premier happen. And then I'm going to make up the difference. Because my goal is diamond, I'm willing to make up the difference. And you hitting premier, I'm willing to build underneath that and get you to silver. So we can celebrate you hitting premier on your own and then help you rise up to silver and me hitting my goals. So I'm always communicating exactly where I'm at and figuring out where they're at and how we can align our goals together. Now, sometimes it's not necessarily that they say they're not ready. Sometimes I know they're not ready. And what I mean by that is sometimes when we have leaders come on and all the rest of our teams are like building all this momentum, we're like, oh, this is the right time. I really do want to go for this now, but this little brand new bee here isn't quite ready. And I'll share with them, listen, my goal for you is to hit elite or is to hit premier, and I am willing to make up the difference. Actually go with them with a plan, because I'm ready and I'm contacting, I'm enrolling, and that's what we do. We build underneath our leaders, right? We never stop doing those things that build us. And then that way I go to them telling them I'm planning to make up the difference. So regardless, it takes communication. It takes their goal and your goal and aligning the two. It takes you uncovering more and more what your leader's why is, so that you can make their why your why. That as you're getting towards the end of the month, you're thinking about these leaders and their why to get to silver and what it's going to do for them in that next amazing stepping stone and celebration of getting to silver, and what's the next step, right? Where do they really want to go with this? That will be really helping you to deepen your why through the month as you really uncover what theirs is. And so communicating with your team, getting really clear, crystal clear on what they want and what you want, and everybody knows that you're in this together, right? That's the coolest part about network marketing, I think, is that we don't have to do this alone. Many times I see leaders build themselves to diamond all on their own. Quite literally, they do all the work, and in regards to like, they have no leaders on their front line, but they're just getting as many shares and users going and all the volume there, and then they hit diamond and they don't have any builders. The goal is to develop our people, to get them a part of it, to make it a team effort, that you can rely on people, that they can show up for you. So trust that. I'm just going to add one little quick thing to that part. When I started running towards diamond, I had a belief that I had to do everything for everyone. It was a very limiting belief because it kept me from putting trust in others. It kept me from delegating. And that's a really important part of you aligning with your leaders, that you help them show up as well and help them see their potential and their power and their brilliance. And so when you communicate this with your team, start to really see that they can do this themselves as well. It's not just you doing it alone, okay? All right, so next step in creating your strategy and planning out your month is use the planners. So we have these incredible planners, the diamond planner, and then you work with your silvers and they fill out the silver planner, and you work with your elites and they fill out the elite planner, and everybody has a planner. And what's fantastic about these planners is that they are literally step by step what needs to happen for you to get to diamond. So what you do is you fill out the planner, you fill out what is naturally coming in each one of these elite legs, because remember, you need 12 elite legs. So you look down and look at what exactly do you need to be. Maybe 1,200 is coming in one of those legs naturally, so you know you have to make up the difference from 3,000. So what is that? 1,800, right? So you know that you have 1,800 to make up in that one leg. And so what do you want to do? You want to make sure you have 3 to, I would say, 5 classes going on in that leg that month. And so you plan out who's going to host the classes, what the hostess gifts are, what are some incentives that you could offer. You also plan out with each one of your elites, what's an incentive for them? What's something that they'll reach for? I like to find out what my leaders' love languages are and figure out really how I can motivate them to show up for themselves and their dreams, but also have a little perk to do it. So for example, my love language is words of affirmation. So I love recognition. I love words of affirmation. I love, feeling recognized. I never had a job before doTERRA that I felt recognized. So that drives me. So, any kind of incentive around recognition really drives me. Whereas it might be a gift for someone else. It might be a way of serving someone else. But whatever it is, it could be that straight across the board, everybody who hits elite gets this. But get strategic, get really clear on what the goals are for each individual person and what's an incentive. Maybe the incentive is just getting closer to their dreams. But I like to really create a plan that's really solid and includes all of those pieces of love language to helping them really see the bigger vision and deepening their why. So with that said, you want to do a call with each one of your 4 leaders because you've already communicated, yes, they're in, they want this. Now you're going to communicate what the plan is. They're going to fill out their own planners, their silver planners, and they're going to come to you with the plan of what is, where they're at organically with volume, where they need to be, make up the difference of showing how many classes need to be happening in each one of those areas. And so usually I'll have my leaders fill out that form prior, and then they bring it to the call, they'll email it to me, and we'll go through it together. Then what will happen is you'll turn around and have those leaders do that with their builders on their team. So their 3 elites have a plan to get to elite. Now everybody's on board together. Everybody's filled out the planners. Everyone knows exactly what their part is in this incredible, awesome journey. So the planners work. Do it both the beginning of this month and the beginning of next month, so you know exactly where you're at in that process. Now with that said, in the planners, you're going to be scheduling out classes, right? I want you to take it another step forward and schedule your life out. Get really, really, really clear on when you're putting time into doTERRA. So many times we have these big goals and then life shows up. I mean, how many times do we have something happen that we're not expecting and it just quickly pulls us away from our goals? But if we have time, dedicated schedule, that we do not pick up the phone when we're doing it, that we don't allow anything to come in as much as possible, then we're going to be able to put our heart and soul and time into getting to Diamond over the next 60 days. So make sure you schedule everything in. And I will tell you, of course, do that with your leaders, that they're scheduling in not just their classes, but their follow-up, when they're contacting, when they're posting on Facebook, all that good stuff, schedule it in. And so you're really clear on when you're putting in this time and what the plan is going to be. Now, with that said, I urge you to schedule in self-care. It's going to be an awesome 60 days, but I tell you what, it doesn't have to be so hard. It definitely can be that, we put more effort in than ever before, that we push ourselves more than we ever have before. It reminds me of when I'm at the gym. So many times I just want to give up and I make myself dig deeper and I push harder and I hurt worse the next day because I'm so sore. But the truth is, it's worth it. It's always worth it. So you're going to have all of that be a part of your next 60 days, I promise. So what I need you to do is put in self-care time. If it's 15 minutes every morning where you do some prayer and meditation or some kind of self-care, if it's a bath every night, if it's a massage once a week, whatever it is that you take care of yourself on this journey. I read a book once that I love so much, and it's called Essentialism. And he talks about how we are the asset. And what he means by that is that our business would not grow without us, right? That is exactly what network marketing is. It takes us to really see results in our business. And if we don't protect ourselves with sleep and nutrition, make sure you're taking your Life on Vitality pack. I do that sometimes. I'm teaching about it. I'm like, this is a really good pack. Maybe I should be taking it. Because I forget sometimes and I start to pull away from that self-care model. But the truth is that is the piece that matters the most. We need to fill up our cup first, and then whatever overflows is what we give to others. So in this journey, schedule in self-care, okay? So the next step, and so step number 4, is to talk to your team often, okay? So what I mean by that is so many times I have leaders say, I have this great plan, and leaders are on board, and then all of a sudden they go like 10 days without talking to their leader, and I say, how's it going? Well, I haven't talked to her for a while. I don't know what's happening. There's no way that people can stay not just dedicated, motivated, excited, but on track. They all know exactly what's happening and what is coming up and what happened at that last event, so now we can adjust things. Everything has to be communicated often. So if you have the goal to hit Diamond, in 60 days, I would talk to your leaders more often than once a week, but at least once a week. That you have that, Monday call scheduled in, no matter what, both of you hit it, no matter what, every Monday, and then maybe schedule in some more calls throughout the week. But that is such a crucial piece to you getting to Diamond, is that you're talking to your leaders, you know exactly what's happening at all times. Now, I'm going to add one more step to this. I always do that because it's so important. You ready for this? It's important. Okay, listen good. Delegate. So part of preparing your schedule, part of communicating to your team, part of really getting clear on what is it going to take, you have to look at what's on your plate and delegate some stuff. Remember, I had this belief starting this business, I had to be everything to everyone. And so if that was true, I had to do all my laundry. I had to do all my sample making. I had to, do all the different things that add up time that took me away from some of the things that was really so important in this business. And I had this experience once. I was on Diamond Club. Many of you guys know Diamond Club already. If you don't, get to know it. It's an awesome program. And I was on the very first Diamond Club doTERRA ever did. And I was traveling a lot. Back then, the rules were different. It was really intense. I'm glad they changed the rules. And I was traveling a lot. I was gone from my baby and my husband. You know how hard that is when your heart is longing. And then, of course, just working really intensely towards these goals. And on Diamond Club, something happened. It was a major breakthrough for me. I was actually sitting in my laundry room, standing in my laundry room, and I was looking at all the piles of laundry. Like all over, they were just stacking up. They were like covering all around me, just coming closer, it felt like. And honestly, I had hit my tipping point. I had hit that moment where I had nothing left. And I fell to the ground and just started bawling, just crying. I couldn't keep up with it anymore. I couldn't do it all. And I felt like I was a failure. I wasn't a good enough mom. I wasn't a good enough wife. I wasn't a good enough homemaker. I wasn't a good enough leader. I wasn't good enough at taking care of my body. And I was just thinking I had to be everything to everyone, and I lost it. I just completely fell to the ground bawling. Thank goodness I was inspired to call my sister. There's always that one person that helps you through times like this, right? And I called my sister bawling. I can't do it. I can't do all this. And she said to me something that changed my life forever. She said, Brianne, your mission is not laundry. Your mission is so much greater than laundry. Get some help. And that's the truth of it. I had never delegated before. I had an assistant at that time and I didn't even use her because I thought I had to be everything to everyone and do it all. Nothing would get done unless I did it. So if some of those things are playing out in your business right now, reframe them, get some help, and delegate. You can delegate things around the house. You could delegate people making sample packs for you, get the kids involved, get neighborhood friends involved. But there are so many people willing to help. So as you delegate, you really step into more of what your greatest strengths are, what you're here for, and allow that brilliance to just shine. And then you allow the people who are showing up for you to step into their strengths and to their brilliance. It's this amazing thing that happens. We're not at this alone. There are people that can help. We just have to be helpable, right? All right, so the last step that's so important is to have fun. It is so crazy crucial to put fun into your schedule, to be prepared to have fun. Because I've said multiple times, it's all about the journey, not the destination. And so if you can have fun over the next 60 days and plan fun into your team, plan fun into your schedule, do potlucks every Friday night, or, we're doing a team program right now. And it's a really fun thing because it's an 8-week-long program, and every Wednesday we get on Zoom and we literally just dance out to a fun, crazy dance song while you see everybody all around the world dancing. Just one song, that's it. We get all of our stress out. It's called Shut Up and Dance, and we just play, get it out, and then we go on with our day. But whatever it is, it's that simple to remember that we don't have to take all this so serious. that we can remember why we're doing this, and really not just deepen into our why of helping other people, which is of course why we're here, right? But also that it is about us enjoying the path, us really infusing that playful side in all of this. So whatever that looks like for you, prepare to have some fun. Put it into your schedule. Make it a really incredible experience for you and your team. So have fun preparing. You guys got this. I think it's going to be an incredible week for all of you. So make sure to go through those steps and you'll have a very powerful 60 days. Thanks so much, guys.